Okay, I'm Takunda, and I'm a software developer with a
Mhm.
focus in websites. So I'm what they would call a full stack web developer because I do everything from from the front end stuff to the back end, and
Mhm.
that's what basically that's what I do.
Mhm. Okay, that's exciting. So, what inspired you to become a software developer?
Well, actually, nothing really inspired me to become one. It was one of those things where, I was back home in Zimbabwe, and then my mom was like, "Do you want to come over here?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And then
Uh-huh.
she was like, "Okay, I'll apply for college for you." Like, cool. And then she just just picked the program for me, and
Yeah.
then I just, I went to class, and I think it was about 2 weeks later class. So,
Mhm.
I'm getting into class, and then I'm like, what the hell are they talking about? Because I had never done any computer stuff, aside from, just playing games, maybe
Yeah.
emailing, because those days there was no Facebook and none. So yeah, so aside from that, I never done anything really. So I grew to love it, I grew into it, and then, yeah, that's what basically happened. Yeah.
Yeah. And you just fell in love with it and it worked out?
Yeah, like, well, when you say it like that, right, it sounds so simple, but nah.
Yeah.
It took a while, in between, because I was 18 those days, so,
Mhm.
in between, being young, wanting to have fun, really having the drive, but, one thing that I did from early on was, I was just dedicated to pass the class that I was doing,
Mhm.
so that kind of kept me going and just having people that, people around me who were really good at computers already
Mhm.
kind of, it kind of got me really, really motivated. And then I ended up just, yeah, liking it and loving it. And, now I do it every day.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good. Mothers
Yeah.
always know what's best, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So,
It's
what
crazy.
education is required for you to become a software developer?
Well, nowadays is, stuff is just really different. There's so
Oh.
many options to pursue. There's so many options that you can go about, becoming, a software developer.
Mm-hmm.
But the most important thing, is just knowing. No, okay, what? Of course, you gotta know what it is. What it is that you're doing, but
Mm-hmm.
it's the confidence that that you
Mm-hmm.
can do something.
Mm-hmm.
So be it you self-taught or be it, you went to school for it, especially because I'm in the States. So especially if you're in the States, you know, yes, you having your credentials, having your bachelor's, having your master's, will literally, yeah, it'll bump you up. But,
Mm-hmm.
but being able to do the stuff first, they want that hands-on experience. They want somebody who can, who can just dive into the code and just,
Mm-hmm.
do what's supposed to be done, do what's needed to be done. So,
Mm-hmm.
first of all, it's just, having a passion for, for coding or for building software is the number one thing that's really important. Because
Mm-hmm.
anything else, kind of just follows after that. Because,
Yeah.
with that passion, you can get a good job. You don't really need to have a degree. You can have it while you're already working or whatever. So,
Oh.
but yep, but the traditional way would be, if you can just get some, certification, uh, an associate's degree, a diploma, whatever, that'll get you into the door.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And how long does it usually would it take for you to get the degree in for software
Yeah,
development?
yeah, a degree would take you about 4 years, I guess. Yeah, a standard degree, because then yeah, mostly 4 years. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's just it.
That's
Then again, it could depend on what you're doing, but at the end of the day, all those things just take you 4 years.
mm-hmm.
If it's just a degree, and then whatever, you can add on some other stuff on top of it,
Mm-hmm.
masters or whatever. But this is the usual stuff. But yeah, it's not, the years required really, and the end difference. I mean, from anything else, or yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So when you're in school, are there a lot of places or situations where you can do hands-on experience? Is that how you're taught in school, or it's mostly theory and then you're expected to?
No, yeah, in school it's a bit of both. It's like one of those things like when you're doing you know when you're doing like like chemistry, where you get to learn the theory, and then you go into your lab to do the actual
Oh.
chem stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of scenario where in a way you taught and then you go into the computer lab to do, because then all the stuff, all the development, all the building has to be done in certain softwares. So you actually have to be on a computer, and then you're going to everybody has to have at least some standard computers that have this software at school provided by the school, and then yeah, that's how you kind of do it, and then assignments or whatever. But yeah, you do have some lab time at school that
Mm-hmm.
when you actually do stuff.
Oh, okay, okay. And so what kind of soft skills does a person need to have to be successful in this profession?
Mainly just communication is really important
Oh.
because you we tend to work in groups, because when you're building complex systems, there are a lot of moving pieces, and
Okay.
you can some people can do stuff, but you can never learn everything, so there different people from different departments or different specialties
Mm-hmm.
coordinating. So communications, because verbal and written are very important, and
Mm-hmm.
then just that drive, that the constant communicating with people is very important, because everyone is relying on what you're doing, and you're relying on what someone else is doing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, communication, and just what else? And just being, it will help also if if you are somebody who's comfortable being around people, I guess, or not a people person per se, but just being able to handle yourself, around people, because you meet different people from
Mm-hmm.
different backgrounds, different interests and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you should be able to communicate well, being able to handle yourself, or tolerate other people, and
Mm-hmm.
then what else? Yeah, I think that's about it.
That's
Anything else, I say, anything else, maybe it's just stuff that's usual, in every career, or every
mm-hmm.
other job place. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So
Yeah.
after, let's say you've obtained your degree, what's the usual career path that people tend to take?
Oh, okay. Oh, so yeah. After after a degree,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna try and look for an entry level job.
Mm-hmm.
And these days, really, there are a lot of companies, from startups, from big companies,
Mm-hmm.
so there are a lot of tech companies coming up. So it's easier to break into the field, or yeah, especially here, because I was in Canada before, so it wasn't easy back then. This was back in 2012 or whatever.
Oh.
It was hard to break into the market.
Mm-hmm.
But when it came to the States, it was just so easy to just get into it. So maybe some other career paths, it really depend on where you are, but mostly, you tend to just get an entry level job, and from there you just work your way out, because, or even if you can get some internships, while it's in school, that
Mm-hmm.
would help, because then when you're trying to break into that entry level job, they want some sort of industry experience, whatever capacity.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that will help. And then from there, you just once you get your entry level job, you just working your way up.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
That's
so
basically.
yeah, okay, so is it easy then to advance once you have already gotten into the industry?
So what did you say, sorry?
Is it easy to advance once you have gotten into the industry?
Oh yeah, it's it's very easy to advance. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because once you get in there, you have that experience. Literally, there's nothing stopping you. Because at that point, it's just
Mm-hmm.
more of your drive, and if you want to keep on accumulating more, certificates, or more,
Mm-hmm.
degrees or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
or you want to specialize in something else. Because the thing is, software is a really, really broad term. This just
Mm-hmm.
it's a broad category that covers also, a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
So you might start, in web development, and then but 10 years from now, you'll be doing some AI, I don't know, coding, whatever, or machine learning, whatever. So there's just all those stuff that's in there. But literally, once you get in the door, you're in there, and then you can just sort of just choose what you want to do, what you want to focus on, and then just
Mhm.
keep on writing. That's what
Okay.
it is.
All right. So what does a typical day look like for you as a software developer?
Uh, well, typically, I, I get to work. Well, whenever I get to work, because my schedule is really flexible. So whenever I feel
Okay.
like that, I'm
Mm-hmm.
there. And the other thing is, fortunately, the current role that I have right now doesn't really. I don't have people that are relying on my stuff like at an immediate capacity, right? Because
Oh,
what we're mostly doing is that we're moving old stuff from old system, we're redeveloping it for a new system. So that system hasn't been launched yet. So we're pretty flexible at the moment. So I get into work. I just because we have a whole list of stuff, like a whole list of, let's say, how can we put it? Okay, we have like a whole bunch of files,
mm-hmm.
that we're working on. So
Mm-hmm.
we just get into work and just, just take them off, just, keep start working on them. And then however much we get done that day, that's fine. And then, just keep on moving.
Mm-hmm.
That's the typical day as of right now.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand it, wrap my head around it, but okay.
Yeah, and then I'm trying to explain it in a way
Uh,
that, that makes sense. Like
yeah.
let's say like somebody's just listening, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I'm trying to put it across in a way that makes sense. But yeah, basically that's what we're doing. We just get into work, we're working on some files, and then as soon as we finish working on those files, we put them in a different section because they have to be reviewed later. And then
Okay.
if there's any sort of feedback, they'll give it back to us, and then we will either say it's done,
Mm-hmm.
or there's some other extra work that needs to be done because the work that we're doing has to be approved by business owners, which are just basically people that are actually going to use those what are they called? Going to use their software, so to say. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Okay.
yeah,
Okay. That makes more sense. That makes more sense.
yeah,
So what
yeah.
are the pros and cons of this profession?
Well, the pros is you get to make a lot of money. Like
Yeah.
the money is great. Like I can't lie, especially when you have couple years, 1 or 2 years, and then the money starts getting really good.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, what else? And then if you just really love, coding or building stuff, you
Mm-hmm.
know, just that pride, so that the certification that comes uh when you build something or when you create something, then it comes to life, so
Yeah.
that's a big pro right there.
Uh-huh.
And then the cons, sometimes depending with where you're working, well, nowadays, right, there's this big home and life balance thing that's going on with companies,
Mm-hmm.
so that's a good thing. But sometimes it's not work that you leave at work. Sometimes you go to work, you work, and then you get home, you keep on working, and then
Mm-hmm.
depending on what you're doing, maybe something that's live, like that's in production, like like this Instagram app we're using, right? If
Mm-hmm.
something breaks, there's somebody that that has to get onto it real fast, and then fix it real quick so that users like us don't get that dysfunction. So
Okay.
you can imagine that it's it can be really task. I mean, really what you call it? Yeah, really taxing, I guess, because you gotta be on it. So yeah, it follows you home. It's never really
Never really done.
gone. And then depending with what type of work you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
but those will be the extreme cases, and especially if you're working in a startup,
Mm-hmm.
you're required to give it 110% from the
Mm-hmm.
jump. So they're working, man. Yeah,
Okay.
but the money is good.
Yeah.
So they, that's always a good thing.
That's always a good thing. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
That's
the more you work, the more money you make. So
yeah.
it ain't no thing, right?
Yeah. Well, speaking
Yeah.
of money, so when you're going into the entry level, how much are you looking to make when you're just starting?
Uh, man, I don't even know what they start on. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, maybe these days I don't know, but
Mm-hmm.
I remember when cause I first started it as I started working in a small company.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I'm in a small city.
Mm-hmm.
So I was actually in college those days.
Mm-hmm.
So they would pay me I think 15, and then I was a part time, and then the whole thing went the whole gig went to be a full time job,
Mm-hmm.
and then they bumped me up to 17, and
Mm-hmm.
then from there yeah, from that's where you just start from this just easy. It's easy for you to get into the mid 20s, 30s, 40s. It's very yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. And when you're starting out, you were in Canada, right?
No, I went to school in Canada, but
Oh.
I think the I was in Toronto,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, I think maybe the jobs that I did those days too, because I worked for one or two companies
Mm-hmm.
where I was making websites. I think they were
Mm-hmm.
only paying maybe 12, and that's nothing in Toronto, man, because Toronto is freaking expensive. But
Yeah.
no, but the job I was talking about always was here in Indiana, in the States. So that's the first one that I got for 15. But
Oh.
yeah, when you start out, you're gonna start a bit low. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
it'll be above the minimum wage, but then it won't be worth what you did in school. But then again, the other thing that I'm seeing these days, because I always see, because I'm always active, on a couple of job boards.
Mm-hmm.
So they pay really really good. I think here maybe they will start you with probably like maybe 20s. I think here in Indianapolis 20s. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
for other cities, but yeah,
Oh, okay. Okay,
especially after getting your bachelor's and stuff. Yeah,
yeah. Okay, that sounds like a good start. Definitely a good start.
yeah, it
So,
ain't bad. True.
uh-huh. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
what advice would you give others who are looking at going into this profession?
Just basically, just be like in the beginning, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
especially when you're trying to learn the craft,
Mm-hmm.
just just be in it, man. Just fall in love with it. You know what I'm saying? Do
Mm-hmm.
what you gotta do for
Mm-hmm.
you to really understand it. Because then again, like any other profession, when you leave school, there's a gap. You know what I'm saying? From what the industry wants wants you to be at, and
Mm-hmm.
where you have to be at. So you gotta love learning. And the other thing is, with IT, it's constant learning. It doesn't stop. Because every new thing is coming, new technologies are coming in. Every other smart guy is trying to come up with with his better way of doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta keep on learning. So you gotta love the stuff so much passion. You gotta be so passionate about it.
Mm-hmm.
That you want to revise and even be re-educated uh, in the way that that you thought the stuff is done. Because every so often they're saying, "Oh, we thought this was a good way of doing stuff, but now this
Yeah.
is the better way of doing it."
Yeah.
Now you gotta relearn and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I pretty much got. Like for anybody that's interested.
Yeah. Okay, that's definitely some good advice. So just be passionate about it and keep
Yeah.
learning, right? Yeah.
Yep. That's no, those two things are important right there.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yep.
Well, that's all the questions that I have for you today. I don't know if anyone has any questions.